This week on Paddle Tales, we're in Killarney Provincial Park. Killarney is one of the most beautiful natural playgrounds in the world. And we are on the second part of a canoe trip adventure through the heart of the park. It's full of big portages, big paddles, and lots of spectacular wilderness. Before we get right into it though, please subscribe to Paddle TV if you haven't already, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because we have lots more Paddle Tales episodes, tips and tricks coming your way. Paddle Tales is brought to you in part by NRS, Aquabound, Swift Canoes, and Ontario Creates. Well, we've got a little bit of a mission today to get to Gale Lake. Gale Lake is apparently a super clear lake. Here we go! But to get there, we have a number of portages, some pretty big ones. Got to cross a couple of lakes. We've got about 3 miles of paddling before we get to the portages, and then about 3 miles of paddling after we get through the portages. So it's a mission, but that's what we like. I also like it when James actually paddles. Catch a fish, would you? If you're gonna go on a trip with James, you have to accept the fact that it doesn't matter what kind of trip it is. A fishing rod is coming on the trip. That guy is an obsessed angler.
Sweet. Oh yeah. Nice. Boom! Like every adventurer, a fisherman always has to be prepared. Let it go shot. So, had my retractable rod, my fishing line, my hooks, all the stuff that I need to catch a fish, and you have to have the right tools, like vice grips or extended pliers. Oh God, one tiny little thing I forgot to bring. So the one thing about these Esox family fish is that they have teeth. Lots and lots of teeth. Thankfully, Ken had little workman pliers, which he was very reluctant to give up because, quote unquote, I've lost a few of these into the water before, James. It's not a very guarded secret that fishing's kind of an obsession with me. Didn't get a lot of chances to fish because it was a fairly aggressive trip we're on, so Ken's the map, look at his watch kind of guy. You have to have that orienteering person on the trip. That's pretty key. I'm not that guy, especially when I get fish brain. So now we're going through marshes?
Yeah, we got the portages up ahead.
Done. You can just see him going. He knew I was on a fishing mission too. Every mission is a fishing mission. Yep, no dinner tonight.
Moving from the lake into the marsh just changed the whole feel of the trip. All of a sudden, we weren't just hammering down and covering miles. We're winding our way through this hallway of vegetation. And then on top of that, you throw in some splits in the road and you have to make a decision. And maps don't show you, okay, that branch there is the right way. It's an obstacle course. So you're making decisions, and sometimes you make good ones, sometimes you don't. You have to keep a good close eye on the map to ensure that you're going somewhat in the same direction. It's a fun maze to paddle through.
Which way are we gonna go? Now we have to make a call. Are you going left here?
I'm going right.
Good call. Left would have sucked. It's very, very easy to get lost out here. There's so many cool things going on, and the turns were so fast that it was very easy to lose track of where you were. Look at that tree.
Holy moly.
That's probably the biggest tree we saw on this trip.
Oh, another fork in the road. Don't do this to us.
You sure that it's not that way?
My money's on this way. And if not, it's your fault.
You pointed it out. You should have insisted.
See, I told you, this is not it. But no, would you listen? In a lot of provincial parks, the signs are so big and bold, it's not nearly as easy to make a mistake. Here, the signage is more subdued. Killarney's, it's a big park. The trails aren't marked with big road signs, nor are the campsites. You've got little signs and you have to be able to really get in the right area in order to have a chance of finding them, especially when the colors are so beautiful and you have yellow leaves around the yellow signs. Et voila!
There's the sign.
That means we walk.
I don't see the Sherpas here yet. When are the Sherpas coming? In general, portaging is a bit of a mess.
Every time you do it, it's a little bit of a puzzle. You're taking different gear. It's a different route that you're taking. The portage trails are different levels of difficulty.
You got to calculate what you need to pack so that you're doing only one trip.
Obviously, it's preferable not to have to retrace your steps to get a second load to come back up. But you have to weigh that against overburdening yourself. Go away, bear.
So the portages for Ken and I was just kind of getting used to who's going to carry what and making sure we can do it in one trip.
I mean, one nice thing is your weight is dropping as you consume part of your bag's contents.
Pack on, carry the boat.
Pack on, carry the boat. I got my pack on.
Did I say pack? I'm a little nervous about paddling through all this cut wood by Beaver with a wood paddle. You know, you have all this, I know this from my house, beavers tend to target new trees and different trees. And here we are with new wood, different wood. Oh my. This is one industrial beaver. Look at this thing.
All right.
This is the Beaver Dam of beavers.
We're not going to just slide over this thing. That really is impressive. Look at that thing. I mean, how many trees would you have to gnaw down to create a dam that big and secure?
Yeah. Let's see how far I can get. Yeah, that's not going to work.
No. There we go.
It's like we've done this before. This is when the Beaver Dam collapses. Off we go.
Whitewater canoeing.
And we're in class 2. I've spent my life canoeing and tent camping. I've been to every province in Canada and every territory. But the one place I've never really gone towards is the Great Lakes. And arguably, this is one of the best adventure destinations I've ever been to. And wait till you see this, Ken.
Ooh.
Another rock wall.
Look at that.
It's kind of funny to say, but the rock really makes it. You have different rock features, different rock colors, and the way the fall works here with a lot of spruce and pine trees and maple and birch, the whole thing creates this great cacophony of colors.
My goodness, today we are seeing it all. We're seeing marsh, we're going up creeks with steep cliff faces, waterfalls, we've got bigger lakes. I mean, we've got the works in this section. What a trip. After more than 6 miles of paddling and 1.5 miles of lugging our gear across 8 portages, we finally arrive in Gale Lake, just as the sun starts its final descent. It's been a big day, and tomorrow is another big one as we face the longest portage of the trip. But that's tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to enjoy the last bit of daylight on what has been another magical day of backcountry adventure in Killarney Provincial Park.